Welcome, everyone. This is the PAX session of RuneQuest being run by Todd Gardiner. Our scenario is Stealing the Eye. We have 4 players. We have Panda, we have Noura, we have Becca, and we have Brian. They'll each be playing different characters, which we'll introduce as we go. One thing I wanted to mention as part of our PAX association is that we are offering a coupon code for our website. If you go to our website and order product such as RuneQuest, or even a little quick start so you can try it out yourself, there's 10% off of your order if you enter the online coupon code of PAX Online 2020. High fantasy set in a Bronze Age setting. We mostly have images behind us that are locations in the world, such as Panda looking out from an eagle's view of a giant block of stone that's holding a demon down called the Devil, or a temple with a ceremony happening behind Noura, or the Great God's Wall that is up in the Solar Lands behind Brian, or Becca's apartment.
You got a plant.
And RuneQuest.
This is a great rune plant, actually.
This is a skill-based system. So all the characters have your standard strength con dex, which will be on a 3 to 18 range, sometimes a little bit higher, because that's a fantasy stable. But all the skills, all the associations are all percentile dice skill rolls. So I'm looking here at Vandarl's character sheet. I see that he's got some first aid skill at 35%. He's got some move quietly at 25%. But where he excels is he's got an iron broadsword, of which he has an 85% chance to either hit or parry with that weapon.
Is that me?
Yeah,
that is you.
That's you.
Yes! Go iron broadsword of death.
Yeah.
These characters also have associations with the various runes that are the staple of magic and existence in the world. So Vandarl has a 90% in the air rune because he's associated with a specific air cult of Orlanth, the king warrior. I'll get more into that as we go a little bit. But he is extremely strong in air. He's got some death magic or death rune because he's a warrior. Round that out with some movement because that's another one of Orlanth's associations. And we have the basics of a character. We are all members of a community. I am currently going to represent myself as the chief of our clan of exiles from Old Tarsh. And each of you is a member of this clan who I'm going to ask that you go on a mission to strike back against the evil lunars that we've been trying to evict from our lands. A great empire that has come down from the north and ruled over our land for generations, but things have changed recently. A massive dragon just rose out of the ground in the middle of a big ceremony that was supposed to crush the kingdom to the south of us, the kingdom of Sardar. That ate the entire lunar army that was oppressing Sardar, that was part of the ritual. The barbarians down there rose up, threw back the lunar armies, evicted the colonists, and everyone's been traveling north through our lands and moving further on to get off to their original lands to the north. This signals for us a great opportunity. While we've been living free and in the wilds, it might be possible for us to get the people of Tarsh to throw off the chains as well and to free themselves from lunar oppression and to return to worship of Orlanth, the storm god, the king of warriors. But that will require us to make careful strikes into those lands against the lunars that have a high possibility of rather a high symbolic value. So we have heard from a crone that escaped from a temple of Yara Aranis, who is a daughter of the Lunar Empire, but also a goddess rather. And that temple was stolen from the Earth goddess. Oh, Nora's shaking her head because she is a follower of Marangor, one of the Earth goddesses. She is a follower specifically of the goddess of revenge and justice. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to lead this band into this temple to strike some sort of symbolic blow against the Lunars, and to, if you can, reclaim the temple for the Earth Goddesses with the assistance of this fine warrior of Vandarl, who is a worshiper of Orlanth.
Ah, classic Orlanth.
Yes. So he's mighty with the sword, he wears his armor, and he wears his emotions on his chest because he's extremely passionate about everything he encounters. And then there's your faithful follower, Ormarl, who not many other people trust because Ormarl has sticky fingers and is known to only be controllable by you and a troublemaker to most other people. But that's fine.
As you
because
wish.
As you're trying to infiltrate a temple, that's the perfect set of skills that you'll need here. And finally, in case you encounter any giant monsters, any lunar demons, any priestesses of the lunar cult, 18 guards, this is the sort of thing that Sven is ready to kill. For Sven Heartpiercer is a follower of Humocht, the god of death, the patron of duelists and monster killers. So you will see that most of our actors here are bedecked with runes on their faces. I did mention that all the characters are associated with runes. We have the 3 dots of illusion. We have mobility and disorder, marking the traits of Ermal, the god of Ormarl. We had death and truth from the death god, marking Sven's face. We have death and earth and disorder, all bedecking Margaret.
And harmony, slightly.
Oh, and harmony.
A little bit of harmony. 20% harmony.
That's a negative value because they'll all start at 50, but that's all right. It would be opposite. It would be opposite your disorder because those are opposed to each other.
Good.
So I like how you did it. And then imagine Vandarl has the swirl of the air rune like a hurricane on his forehead, and the 3 pointed cross just like Becca's wearing on her cheek, as well as a massive death rune, for he is nearly as strongly associated with death as his brother Sven, who denies any brotherhood, if I remember correctly. Your mission, getting back on track, is to go to this Lunar Temple, to strike a blow against the Lunars, and one thing that they know that the temple has from their informant is that there's a giant statue in that temple that has a massive ruby set in the forehead of the statue. I should do it like this. Massive ruby, the size of a head. For your typical, statue has big gem, must be safe to steal sort of a situation. We're going to skip ahead because this is a demo, and your adventurers have spent the night creeping close to the palisades, slipping over the wall, getting up the cliffs and into the main cavern. I believe you guys all have a map that you have to take a look at that shows the temple compound. We'll talk our way through it as we need to go. I have sent through chat an image of the temple, and I would like you guys all to take a quick look at it. It shows a cliffside temple with all these caves and one giant carving in a bas relief area where they have bas relief statues, and set at the feet of that giant statue is a big cave entrance. That is where we're going to start. Media and res in action, right there inside the temple. Do you have any questions about the rules or your character sheets before we jump in and I start laying out the situation there?
Everything. But I think we'll go through it I reckon we go through it as I'm trying to hit something.
I haven't explained combat because we're going to do combat as we get to combat. I haven't explained magic because we're going to do magic whenever you actually have a good situation for using it. But as we get to situations where you need to use skills and such, I'm going to bring them up. For now, it's important to know that you have a basic set of skills that all identify what your character is quite talented at. There's a full range of other things that you can do that aren't on these quick summary character sheets. And if you ever want to do anything along those lines, we're just going to either make a strength or dexterity roll, or I'm going to give you a flat 10%. So if you want to have secret knowledge about what, or try to guess what sort of spirits you encounter, which is not a skill anyone here has, I'll say fine, make a 10% roll. So I'm never going to say no to anything you guys want to do, but it won't always succeed. How's that sound? Cool?
Wonderful.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. I'm going to pull up the description of this place so I don't miss any of the rooms. As you can see from the map, in front of the temple, there's a giant pool like to reflect the bas relief statues to any viewers out in the courtyard. All of this is inside of a palisade, which has within a guard building and another building or two, as you can see on the map. And then inside the temple, there's no doors. It's just natural stone walls, roughly carved into a flat floor. There's a relatively smooth back wall, but just like the walls of outside, this is all pierced with little small alcoves. So there's little niches for an idol, and there's another little ledge where they can leave candles and many other offerings. I want to mention this is all stone floor, so Markarat's ability to summon an earth elemental will not work in here because that has to be out of earth. But there is earth out front. There was plenty of dirt out there. So if you need...
Master Margaret, should I get handfuls of dirt and throw them behind you? I could go.
There you are.
I think it needs to be a whole ground of... It needs to be all earth. I mean,
Stupid,
if it would have...
stupid Ormal, stupid,
No.
Stupid Ormal.
We need
No,
a
you're
better
doing
plan
so
than
well.
throwing handfuls of dirt at anybody.
Oh, no, it's not just throw at people. It's to summon. But in any case, it's not going to work in here. Out there, maybe, but you're doing well. Don't worry.
There you are.
No, but Swin doesn't know. You could throw all the dirt you want. You just pierce hearts. You know nothing. You know nothing of dirt, Swin.
You just wanted the dirt to be rustled so you can see what treasures were under the dirt. Yeah, I'm onto you. I'm onto you.
Well, if there's treasures, why should I not take them? Ormal should take them.
We've been through this, Omar. You don't need all the treasures. Just what you can carry.
Well, there
Just what you can
are
carry.
potentially a lot of treasures in here. Or some of those alcoves have like little silver statuettes or bronze, which wouldn't be as valuable and probably too many of them for you to carry. But certainly it's worth taking a search of all the walls to see what kind of treasures you can find. But
May I do a search?
Oh. Yes, but let me explain the other items in here that people might want to look at while you're doing that. On the map, you can see there's a thing marked Heavy Shrine. There is a probably 300 pound block of reddish stone carved into a great figure of the lunar goddess. It's been chased with silver and otherwise decorated and seems to be emanating rough magical power. Then there's a giant dais with a massive 12-foot tall statue on top of it. The statue's got 6 arms and must be a depiction of Yar Aranis. 2 of the arms have scimitars, 2 have bowls with offerings, and then 2 others are holding, one's an orb and the other one's holding a set of chains, since she is about oppressing countries like yours. That sits on a raised dais that's about a meter and a half tall. So that is the other thing to look at in here. Then there's an alcove going off to the left and right. Now that you have an idea of what's going on in here and you don't see any immediate enemies, what would each of you like to do? I'm going to start with Ormal, who was the first to express an interest. There are so many things to search when you want to look at.
Well, I think I was distracted when I first saw silver, so perhaps I try and climb to the medium-sized silver idol that I see on perhaps on that wall to the right of the dais. Okay,
so you're going to search the walls, looking for items of value, is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Great, I love it.
Silver especially.
Sven?
I would like to look in the alcoves, have a search around, make sure there's no one loitering around that we haven't already noticed.
That's fantastic. Are you headed toward the right or left alcove?
The left one.
All right.
I rolled a 35 to 55.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Van Darl?
I'm going to be going with Sven, and just pointing out that, hey, Sven, look at all these like different gods that you can see around. Are you going to start following a different one of them, like you left the family?
Ooh.
Hey, look, there's another different god. You could just drop your current god and go with that god over there. You could just leave your current family and join a different one again.
Vandal, I'm here as part of my tribe. We're doing something more serious than whatever's going on with your strange affections for me.
Yeah, no, it's fine, brother. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even think about it anymore. It's fine, since you left the family and all that sort of stuff. We don't even need you, to be honest. I haven't even thought about it once. You know what? I'm going with you down your alcove. We've got to talk about this.
Sounds like he thinks about it a lot.
There you are. And
Right,
before we
Margaret?
have Ormal roll a search roll, did Margaret want to take a look at something, or start doing some sort of earth ritual?
I did. Before though, overhearing them, I will say to Vandal, you can push his buttons if you want, but stay on task. And I will go towards the heavy shrine, and what I'm looking for is any runes, anything written within that I might recognize.
Okay, I will go around the table, as it were. Ormal, I need you to roll your search to see how well you do on finding items from the alcoves.
Nay.
Well,
I stumble back to the
nonetheless,
ground.
you find several things that are too heavy that don't look they're really worth bringing with you. Not if you can find something more valuable. But some of the little alcoves are above your reach, so that might be the problem. You did find one large silver statuette. It weighs at least 1.5 kilograms. So that's about 5 pounds of silver.
Can I take it?
Yes.
Ormal, fine statue.
Ormal puts it in bag or something. In the alcove, you see no enemies. The east side passage goes to an area that holds costumes and other large ritual items that would be used on holy days in the temple. You can perform a quick search in here, gentlemen, if you wish.
So how do I?
Or you can head to the other. You would roll personnel dice. So you have a search skill on your character sheet.
I knew that.
And you're trying to reach that number or lower on your personnel dice.
60% is very good.
I succeeded in my search.
How did Vandal do?
I'm trying to work out what it is. I've got 60% search. So what am I rolling to then justify? I rolled a D20. Is that right?
You roll personnel dice. So 2 dice that roll 1 through 10. One of them will be the tens digit. The other will be the ones digit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've rolled 70%.
70?
Yeah.
That is above 60. That is unfortunate. Perhaps it was the great costumes that were distracting you.
Yeah.
There's a feather boa in here. It looks pretty nice. So your great death warrior finds 2 scimitars. He clearly is drawn to weapons. 2 bronze scimitars. Spare weapons are never an awkward thing for you to carry around. And lastly, we have Margaret taking a look at the lunar shrine that's inside this temple. Would you roll your power times 5, which is going to be pretty high. Let's see if I can find your character sheet.
It's going to be 80. I have to get within 80.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 96. I failed.
Okay. You are absolutely certain that this is radiating raw magic, the strength of the lunar goddess, and it alone is responsible for polluting this former earth temple.
In my absolute hatred for the Lunars, you can say I'm passionate about my hatred for the Lunars. Would that be able to influence my search?
I'm gonna ask you and everyone else to roll against your customs skill, customs Tarshite, which is your culture, Everyone's got somewhere around 30%. So this is understanding how the ways of your people work.
I rolled 38, and I've got 50%.
50%.
Ormal.
Let's see if anyone can do
Ormal
better than
also understands. I rolled 14 on a
I rolled-
mere 30.
I just made it. I rolled a 28 on a 30.
Sven, on the other hand, is playing with his
Got no
two
idea.
scimitars.
Yes, really.
It's just-
Shiny.
More exciting over here.
It could be sharper.
Mm.
So if this is a shrine to the lunar goddess, the biggest coup that you could perform against the lunars is taking it and bringing it back to your tribe as a trophy.
And how you said this was 300
300
pounds?
pounds of stone.
Okay. Is Ormarl near me?
Oh.
Ormarl.
Yeah, always right behind you, Master.
I have an idea. I know you like taking things, and I have a really great prize, but it will require some strategy. This shrine, if we can take it back to our people, will exact revenge for everything that the Lunars have done. So, but it's heavy. So I think I might need some time to go outside. And perhaps if I could summon an elemental to help us carry it.
Oh, yes, yes. Ormal wishes she were stronger for you, my lord, but I cannot carry all that.
You're very strong, but I think all of our strengths combined might be a little difficult. So I'm going to try to get us some help.
Yes.
Keep a
While this
lookout.
I will make a small correction that everyone's strength together would be sufficient. However, that does make for an awkward trip home.
It does,
Just,
yeah.
While this conversation's going on between Omar and Margaret, can I just say to Sven, hey, you know how they like this rock thing, right? Why don't we
Yes.
just smash it?
Yeah, that's actually.
I hear you. I get in his face, and I'm much smaller, but I point up at him threateningly. You do not take what Lady Margaret wants.
Yeah, but if we smash it, there'll be loads of pieces that you can actually carry and then keep and then maybe resell at a later date at a higher value, because if you sell it in smaller portions, you might actually be able to retain a lot more value by selling it in smaller pieces.
This isn't about
Have a
money.
good
Not
idea.
about
This is about principle.
But that's for Omar, it's all about the money. But if we're trying to anger the gods, instead of trying to carry it away, why don't we just smash it? That's surely going to anger them.
Ormal can't fix this. It makes no sense. I want money, but Margaret said.
Now you've gone and upset Ormarl. That's your solution to everything, Vandal. You just want to smash everything.
I've got a big sword. That's all I'm good for.
Margaret, can we smash it?
It's not a bad idea if you really think about it.
This was a former Earth temple, so as much as smashing it does kind of excite me for how it would upset the Lunars and their horrible gods, I do understand that this is Margaret's call, so...
Right.
All right,
think
Margaret, whatever you want to do. I
I think it would be best if we can take it back with us. And I promise you there'll be plenty of things we can smash.
You promise?
I promise. You have my word.
Excellent.
Ormal likes to smash also.
It's
So
minor.
sounds like a temptation.
Hmm?
May I also point out, you do have a specific mission here. That giant statue has a massive ruby set in its forehead.
In that specific one, or was that in a different one?
The giant
In the
statue inside
dais.
the temple here.
Ormal would like to cast invisibility before trying to take the ruby.
I can't fault you for that. Someone would need to climb up to the forehead of that statue. It shouldn't be too difficult, but the problem is that while you're on the statue trying to hold yourself on, you start needing to use hands to pry the ruby off. That's the part that requires a climb roll. Meanwhile, the 6 arms act almost like a ladder, so it's pretty trivially easy to get up there. Anyone could try this, but of course, Ormarl is known for having the most skills here.
I don't think I
But-
I
will.
am very good at climbing.
But is there anything else you guys want to do in this temple, such as smash that
Has anyone
shrine?
checked the other alcove yet?
I And I will mention that that was the sleeping quarters of the informant who came and who escaped from this temple, who was forced to clean as a slave to the Lunars. And it was just a stone raised bed with a straw pallet on it.
Okay.
How thick is the straw? Is it nice straw?
No, it's a small scattering of straw that barely make the stone softer.
It's not better than normal straw bed at home.
It's not.
Well, is it possible to cast invisibility and then climb? Because I'm a little worried about some deity seeing me and getting angry about the ruby stealing.
It absolutely is possible, and I think actually that's a fine course of action. I just want to confirm with everyone else that that is what we're going to do at this point.
I mean, we could check the other alcove if we wanted to, but if there's not much there,
There's not much there.
I guess we all just sit around and watch Omar either get electrocuted by
we
some
won't
sort
watch
of lightning
her.
gun.
We'll listen for her, I suppose, if she's going to be invisible.
Orma will do it. Orma will sacrifice herself for Margaret.
All right, are we ready? Ormal is going to summon on all of the cunning illusion and tricks of Ermal, the god that she follows, and light bends around her, and you can no longer see Ormal at all. Ormal, that takes all 3 of your rune points, which are marked on the same line that your magic points are. So strength, con, dexterity. You see rune points 3.
Right.
Yeah.
They're spent.
This takes all 3 of those.
Okay.
It is an expensive spell, but for the next 15 minutes, you are completely invisible.
Maybe
Nice.
Orma should have saved secret trick. Too late now.
Being invisible is a secret trick.
Yeah. Orma
Okay.
wants to play a trick on Swen before doing anything else and slaps him in the butt.
Yeah. Technically,
Before-
I like that. Technically, there's a little roll here to see if it fails or succeeds, but since you can just keep doing it until you succeed, we don't need a roll here. Now, your next thing is you need to do a difficult climb roll to get the gem off while using your legs around its neck. I'm going to introduce a new thing to the rules for you guys. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
When you need to do something that's very important in a scene, there's one action in which you can bolster by doing what's called augments. If you inspire yourself with one of your passions, or if you inspire yourself with the power of one of your runes, that could help a trait, an action that is suitable in association. So if you're in combat, that's the perfect time to be using death. If you are trying to do something mobility based, that's the perfect time to use mobility or movement rather. If you succeed at a basic skill roll on, in this case, movement, that will give you a big bonus to your actual skill roll. And in fact, it would continue to apply throughout the scene. The limitations are that you only get to try this once per scene. And if you use a rune or a passion, you can't use that same rune or passion for the rest of the adventure. So when you feel it's time to use movement, that's it, use movement. And anything else you might choose to use movement for, you got to figure out better or alternate ways to get bonuses.
Okay, I would like to use my movement rune to empower. And, what was the word?
Augment.
Inspire. And then-
Augment.
Yes. So taking a quick look at your character, your movement rune is 80. That's pretty amazing. Take a roll and tell me what you get.
Yeah, 53.
That's great. So your climb is now going to get plus 20 to it. That brings your climb up to a total of 80 for this skill.
Aha.
That's not a happy sound.
86. 86, that roll. Arm roll summons all the love of movement deep within their person and gets overwhelmed and pulls too hard and falls backwards. No one sees, but it is quite embarrassing if they could.
Ormal catches
We hear it.
herself and on one of the arms and doesn't fall the entire distance, but there, falling out of the other hand, goes the ruby to the ground, where it hits the ground and cracks into 2 pieces. and probably if it's of dust.
Well, Vandal,
That
Oh,
is very disappointing.
Vandal must have wanted this. Vandal, did you make me? You made Ormal fall.
I don't even see you.
Yeah, right.
All I saw was dust hit an arm, and then the ruby crack. How is that my fault?
Wow, this is what you wished for. You have made the earth gods listen to you.
You were my friend 5 minutes ago. What happened?
I'm sorry. I'm so upset.
question:
It's all
did
right.
the sound of the cracking ruby, did it make a lot of noise? Like, would we be concerned about the noise that was made from this incident?
If there was anyone just outside the doors, sure. But the buildings for the temple were all the way past the pool, down some stairs. It's a distance.
All right.
It's not quite dawn yet, although you do notice there's a glow starting to come in through the doorway, as if the precursors to dawn, that the gates of dawn and the dawn goddess are starting to signal that the sun god is about to leap into the sky. You've got a minute or two. Ormal, do you want to climb back down?
Yeah, I want to climb down
Yeah.
and maybe try and stick them back together, but they just see two halves of the ruby floating and sadly like a little kid hitting blocks together.
I can understand your total disappointment this time. Of course, no one can tell you where you are because you're still invisible. You climb down, and just as you realize that your foot has touched the ground and no one else can see you, there's something interesting going on with that giant statue. Did that hand just move? Wait, no, the arm is totally moving. No, the thing is starting to come to life. The statue is turning into some sort of guardian with 6 arms and still 12 feet tall.
No.
Margaret, do you see this?
Ormar, what did you do?
Well, I don't know if it was the breaking the ruby or taking the ruby in the first place, but I think we upset the guardian.
I'm sure right now it doesn't matter exactly what's happened. I draw my great axe.
That is the right call.
Even though I'm still invisible, can I pick up the ruby pieces and run to behind Margaret?
Yes. Okay, so
As I draw my great axe.
Yeah, the statue seems to be taking a slow moment to come into to work speed up to being that of something that can move in a threatening way. This gives you a full round for everyone to draw a weapon and possibly cast a spell. So let's talk about magic quickly. When you're in combat, you could only choose to either cast one spell or to fight in combat. Those are your options. However, when you're not in combat, generally you can try and do as much magic as possible, focusing on all the concentration needed and using your little charms, amulets, or summoning on the might of your god through the 2 different forms of magic. Spirit magic is using your own little magical essence to form minor magical effects, such as a small bit of healing or a boost to your battle axe with the spell Blade Sharp. And rune magic is calling upon the power of your god. Almost always succeeds, but uses your very few rune points that you have that are only refreshed once a season. But that is how you get to throw the lightning of Orlanth, or how you get to go into the sword trance, the true sword trance of Humocht and become a killing machine, or summon an earth elemental, or what have you. So everyone's drawing a weapon. That's fine. Would anyone also like to try casting magic at this point to bolster themselves for the combat?
I will cast Blade Sharp on my battle axe.
Fantastic. There's a strike ring system we use in combat, which we'll come up to, but since combat hasn't really started yet, you can just roll against your spirit magic. I wrote down a percentage chance next to your Blade Sharp of 80% for your character. You are magically very powerful and succeed most of the time.
66.
Okay. Blade Sharp 2 gives you +2 damage and gives your skill plus 10%, which is amazing.
All right.
So that would be 10% on your skill, not 10% of your skill.
Great.
Vandarl.
I'm concerned that this isn't the only thing we're going to fight. So I don't know if I want to use anything yet.
Well, we are only an hour into a 2-hour session, so that's actually 40 minutes into a 2-hour session. That you've probably made a good decision.
And the summon, if I ever do summon elemental, that takes all 3 of my runes, right?
If you want a good one, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna wait. But I am going to draw my iron broadsword.
That's perfect. Sven,
I'm going
have
to
go ahead.
cast Strength 2 on myself.
Okay, it's just the strength spell, which is so powerful it requires 2 magic points.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That will increase your damage bonus and give you a minor bonus to hit. I believe it's 5%.
What do I need to roll?
It says 45% on your sheet here next to Spirit Magic.
Okay.
You are not magically powerful.
Rolled a 15.
Awesome. Love it. You have magic points in your character sheet. For Sven, it was 9. For Margaret, it was more. 16, I think. Please reduce those each by 2. That is how we deplete our magical resources in this game.
What does Strength do for me, mechanically?
Mechanically, it boosted your strength so you could pick up heavy things by yourself, but it also increases the damage bonus you're going to get with your axe and gives you plus 5% chance to hit, if I'm recalling all the rules correctly.
I'm sorry, which one are we reducing by 2?
Magic points.
Magic points, gotcha.
Next to charisma.
Okay.
And Ormoral, I heard you wanted to hide behind Margaret. Do you want to get your spear ready as well?
Yes, but I don't want to engage in melee yet because that will cause me to lose my invisibility.
It's true. Looking at your magic here,
fight smart.
You could use a strength spell on Margaret.
Buffs.
Yeah, I was looking, yes.
In fact, that's probably something that you regularly do. Your chance to succeed at that spell is 55%.
Okay.
These are all your power times 5. Yes?
Yes. 14.
Okay, so please reduce your magic points by 2. So you've gone from 11 to 9. And Margaret, you now have a damage bonus of 1d6.
Ooh.
That's for you.
I will also I have my battle axe in one hand with I've got my shield on the other.
Yes.
So I'll kind of reach that or extend that out a little bit, knowing that she's hearing her, or that
You'll block for her if you need to. Yeah.
But just giving her a place to kind of crouch behind.
Yeah. The monster seems about ready to start taking swipes with that scimitar. Looks like it's about to engage in combat. We're going to go into combat rounds. Things happen in combat in a specific order based upon strike ranks. So a long weapon wielded by a very large person with extra reach who has high dexterity is going to go at a very low strike rank. Spells will probably still be faster than that. Arrows will certainly be faster than that. And then as we get to longer weapons with shorter arms and heavier weapons, the strike rank goes up until we hit 12, which anything that would take longer than 12 doesn't happen this round. So when I've written down, words are hard sometimes. When I wrote down the strike ranks for these characters, everything's already added up. All the different factors to go into figuring out what strike rank that Margaret's battle axe goes on, which is strike rank 8, and is already added up. If we need to cast spells or if we need to do other things, I will tell you what the correct strike rank is. But the first thing we do in a round is declarations of intent. The giant statue guardian is going to declare that it's going to swipe at Margaret with 2 scimitar attacks. I'm sure it should be fine. Anyone else can declare their action.
You said in the code.
We're doing all the declarations before we do actions.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Vandal?
You said in the alcove that I found a feathery bow. Was that correct? Boa.
Yeah,
The boa.
a decorative costume item.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said bow for a second. Okay, I intend on shooting it with my bow.
Okay, I love it. So you're going to back up enough so that you can shoot. There's an advantage here. While melee combat is a very difficult place to fire missile weapons into. This thing is enormous.
Yeah.
So as long as you're just trying to shoot the top half, you should be fine.
Awesome.
I will try and add hoc some rules to cover that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and utilize the advantage I have that the monster is not focused on me and try and flank it on the side with my two-handed great axe.
Okay, that sounds terrifying. And Oromal?
Oh god.
Ormal sees the flank and goes to the opposite flank, but invisible, and puts the two rubies in her pockets and pulls out her one-handed short spear, but isn't attacking yet. Oh no.
No.
Hmm.
Margaret?
If that statue is attacking me, I'm going to block with my shield. And am I? Oh.
Blocking is great. You don't actually have to declare any blocks or
I don't?
parries. Those
Okay.
are automatic as a response to being attacked.
Okay. Then then I will strike with my battle axe. If it's at an arm, or do I have to declare where I'm going to strike?
No, we're gonna, because of the complexities and the chaos of combat. That's actually something that we roll
Oh,
after
okay.
you succeed at an attack.
All right.
There's a lot of
Okay. So I'll tell you right now, the giant statue has great reach and big weapons. I'm going to go at strike rank 4 and strike rank 8 with my two weapons.
So you want to have a lower strike rank to go earlier, correct?
You do, because I'm gonna call off strike rank 1, strike rank 2, and so on. Has everyone looked at the weapons and seen when they go?
I've got
I know that no one has
I'm
tested them
5.
before.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
bow has 3 different numbers.
Oh, because if you are already loaded, you can go very fast in reloading. You could do your full elfiness and just keep shooting bow shot after bow shot after bow.
I'll probably just hit it once with a bow
yeah.
and then whack it with my sword.
You're probably going to be first. So, okay. So you're going to drop the bow and then draw the sword, which is going to add time. You probably won't succeed in hitting with the sword this round.
Oh, sorry, I just meant in this one action right now. I just wanted to shoot it with my bow, and then I'll
Perfect.
probably switch. Yeah.
Sounds like you're going to be first.
Yeah. So it's SR2. So is that?
Yes.
Okay.
That is first.
So I need 70%. That's good.
Yes.
That's a 21.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's enough to shoot well over Margaret's head. I said I was going to ad hoc some rules. Instead of the normal hit location chart, I'm going to have you roll a d10 instead of a d20.
Sure. Okay. I got it. That is a 9.
9. You have hit it in the top right arm.
Okay.
Now please roll the damage for your weapon.
Okay. So it says 1d8 plus 1.
Yes.
That is a 4 plus 1.
It's 5. The stony body that the thing is made out of has too much armor, and its unknown points of armor have totally absorbed all of the arrow damage. No effect.
Wonderful.
Ping! Then I'm going to attack Margaret with the first of the 2 sword attacks.
Oh no.
Would you like to block or parry?
What does parry mean?
You just use your weapon skill and you roll against that. If you
With your axe
succeed,
rather than your shield.
yeah.
Imagine when 2 swords go ting.
Okay. I'll parry.
Okay, so roll against your battle axe skill. I'm going to roll against my scimitar.
Do I have the added from my blade sharp? Do I have that added to the parry, or only to an attack?
Only, yes, you do.
Okay. I rolled a 37.
You have successfully parried. I have successfully attacked. I will now roll my damage and see how much damage I can do to your weapon. Anything extra is going to go over and hit you,
Eep.
which you don't want.
Nope.
You
And
definitely
I'm
don't
going
want
to
your
grab a
axe to
d20,
be
so I
seen.
roll the hit location, everything all at the same time. Here we go. So in 6, which is hit location of your left leg, which people should know I'm notorious for hitting.
My favorite leg.
Yes. I do a total of 10 points of damage, which is pretty low. So I'm taking a look at your I'm looking at Sven actually. So your great axe has some hit points. Did I do more than the hit points of your weapon? 8? I did. I did 2
You
hit
did.
points. So
You
your weapon's going to go down by 2 down by 1 permanently. So it's now HP 7.
Okay.
And then in the left leg, I hit you for the remaining 2 points. But you're wearing armor,
I am.
which absorbed all of that damage.
Yes.
I will tell you that this was a very glancing blow. If it had been a full blow, it could have been devastating.
Severed your leg.
Yeah.
But
The one that I like.
yeah, I rolled 3 sets of
Not
dice
the
and only
shitty
got a
right
10
one.
out of it. So there you are.
Ormal would keep the leg and worship it.
Probably would. All right. Does anyone go at shark rank 5, 6, or 7?
5.
We're both at 5. Olmal and myself.
Oh, I wouldn't
Ormal's
go
not
first,
attacking
no.
Oh,
Sven, you're flying.
I'm going to.
I'm distracted by my focus on attacking Margaret and will not parry.
I'm going to make a flourish with my axe and look at Margaret as I swing my great axe into the side of it. Hopefully hit the side. And I'm looking for a 90%.
That's
I rolled a
terrifying.
10.
So you've hit the range, which we call special. When you roll 1/5 of your skill level, which in this case for you would have been 18 or less, you do extra damage, which is very good for you because I have a lot of armor. So I'm going to look up your weapon here because it gets complicated because you have
I
special.
blessed my great axe to
special
do
fixer.
double damage already.
Yeah, and you're doing an extra d6 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So roll your 2d6 of strength bonus for damage first.
So 2d6 to begin with?
Yeah.
7 points.
Set that aside.
Mm-hmm.
Then roll the 2d6 plus 2 of your great axe twice.
Wait, it's twice or double it?
I get piercing damage and slashing damage confused.
Okay.
I believe you roll it twice.
Okay.
Mechanically, they're pretty similar here.
An additional 18 points.
Okay. And then your weapon's got a special thing that after armor, it does double. So just remember that part.
Okay.
So altogether, it sounds like 25?
Correct.
Okay. Now roll d20.
Ormal is impressed.
Yeah. Roll d20 to tell me where you hit. Because I have
drawing
6
upon
arms,
his anger at having his ass slapped earlier. So
I have a very strange hit location chart because I am 6-armed. So
road location 14.
14 will be a sword arm. It is the the left middle arm. I will first remove my 8 points of armor from your 25 damage, was it?
Yes.
Giving us 13, which then, because of the magic of your axe, we double to 26 damage. So we hear a loud katunk of bronze on stone, and due to the magic of Humat blessing this weapon, it slashes entirely through the arm, dropping it to the ground with a heavy katunk of metal from the lost sword and bronze and stone rather from the 3-foot-long arm.
Was that
Are
a
there any
scimitar-wielding arm?
jewels?
Yes.
This will do some hit point damage to my general hit points. It will not do the full amount that you rolled because limbs can only apply so much damage to your general hit points. But it is unhappy.
So is it dropped one of its scimitars?
Yeah,
It
was
is,
this a
yes, because you
scimitar-wielding
got a
arm?
scimitar arm. So you got the left scimitar, which was also the one that was about to attack.
Oh.
So you have just prevented the next attack from happening. And
Are there any
sort of-
jewels or bracelets or fine things
It's not-
on this
not
arm
dead yet.
that fell?
not dead yet.
Not now, Ormal.
Just the
There
one that
is
fell.
there
Just
is
the one that
oozing
fell.
from the wound. There is some sort of dark green ichor coming out, which is interesting because you would think lunar stuff is normally associated with the color of red. So is blood, but dark green, that's like kind of an earth magic sort of thing. Nonetheless,
Uh-oh.
this creature swipes at you with half of an arm and misses because it was expecting there to be a sword attached to that arm. And then we go to Vandar, who hasn't gone yet. Oh no, you did.
I did. Yeah, no, I shot the bow.
And you're switching to your sword.
Yeah. So, but I'm just trying to work out. Sorry, I've been looking this whole time. Where on our quick sheet thing can I find out what my spells do?
It should be the center point. Well, if it was printed, it'd be the center point. So that's around page 13. There's one page that lists all the spells as short descriptions.
Okay. I'll keep looking.
I don't have one open, so I can't tell you what page.
That's fine. I was just trying to find it while you guys are doing all that, and I couldn't
between 13 and 18.
Okay, I'll find it. But for now, I'd like to draw my iron broadsword and try and whack him with it.
That's great. We're going to go into new declarations of intent. So first of all, this is your chance for you to yell at each other about how great you're succeeding.
Wow, great job, Swin! You're not as much of a cat as I thought that you were.
You could
swipe off that scimitar.
Well, this scimitar weighs like 12 pounds. It's huge.
Oh, okay.
It's made for a giant statue.
But with her strength, didn't Ormal cast strength on Margaret? Would that give her the strength she needs to lift it? Or is it still not quite?
Sure. Yes. I don't think that's a skill you trained in, but I would admire you wielding that sword for the most amount of damage possible. So let's go through.
I gave you +8 in strength, Margaret.
Yeah.
8 points?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Then yeah. How if I try to pick it up, like, am I just juggling with it, or is it kind of still
you have
heavy?
enough strength. You have enough strength to wield it two-handed.
All right. I kind of like my shield though. I don't know if I want to use it.
You also don't really know how to use swords.
You'd be rolling your sword skill if you were attacking with it instead of your axe skill.
Okay,
which I'd have to make up because you don't have one on your character sheet.
Or Marl, maybe we can just take it later.
Yeah.
Game Master, question. Is it possible for me to aim for a specific portion of the body and take a penalty? If I wanted to swing my axe into its leg specifically, for instance?
Yes. And what we do for that is you go at half of your normal skill, and you go in strike rank 12. You're automatically last.
That's what I will attempt to do. I would like to, seeing how easily I've severed its arm, I would like to try and sever its leg, because if it's on the ground, then we can all just sort of have at it.
As we're declaring our intention, I see Swen, and I remember back when we were still brothers. Right. And I remember us chopping down trees as children, and I see the intention in his eyes, and I would also like to strike at the same kneecap as he's going for, and whack the same one with the same intention.
Well, the brothers back together.
So
I'm sure Humak would not approve of that spell.
No, it would not.
but warriors in arms, sure.
Now,
Margaret?
Are you guys hitting the left leg or the right leg?
I think it'll be the right leg, I think, from our perspective, if it's
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go leg for leg. I'm gonna swipe at its left leg.
Excellent.
Okay.
And it's only got one scimitar attack left, right? It only has one scimitar left.
Right.
It's going to use one of its other arms to swipe as a claw. In fact, it's going to do a claw attack and a scimitar attack against Sven.
Oh, can I declare?
Because
to attack
clearly,
this time?
yes, you may. But if you recall, it has 8 points of armor, so you're not capable of doing any damage without achieving some miraculously low on your table.
Do you have a spell?
Because like Sven did, he did double damage because he got very low roll.
Do you have a buff spell or a protection spell you could cast, Ormal? Maybe.
Protection.
Protection?
Yeah. Okay, then I want to cast protection. Well, maybe I'm so impressed with Swen chopping off that arm and that scimitar that I think he needs the boost because this creature's going to turn towards him next.
Yes, you're right. So you should roll that to see if you can succeed at casting that spell. Meanwhile, I'm about to attack Sven.
Oh, crushed it. 11 on 55, so that's 1/5, so that's special?
It is,
Special casting.
which doesn't do anything special for spirit magic.
Aw,
So
but I
mark off
feel
your
extra
2
special.
points. Sven, you have 2 extra points of armor in all of your hit locations. And I'm going to roll my attack roll against you now.
Oh, do I get to declare my defense?
You should do that.
I should. I would. Now I can only parry or dodge once, right?
Actually, what happens is every time that you have to dodge or block or parry, that specific dodge, block, or parry
becomes more difficult.
20 lower on the next attack this round.
Okay. Well, I would like to, for the first attack, I'd like to parry it with my great axe. So that's 90 I need. 77, still a success.
All right, you have parried a successful attack, which will now do huge amounts of damage to your weapon.
Oh.
I hope.
You hope.
All right. I have to admit to some disappointment. I did less damage against you than I did against Margaret. So 7 points hits your broadsword, which easily deflects. I'm sorry, your great axe, which easily deflects all that damage because it's got 10 hit points, and you're safe. However, all of you guys were waiting till the end of the round for combat to be over, the round to be over for your special attacks. So I will get my other attack, which is just a regular claw. And that claw is going to attack Swen as well.
Okay. I think it's still best for me to attempt to parry with my great axe, even though I'll be at neg 20.
All right.
I'm looking for 70. 85. Failure.
I have also missed. So in our back and forth with you, especially trying to line up the perfect kneecap shot, I was never able to find a good opening and didn't make a successful attack. And Becca had the right idea. It's soothe your voice. Beverage breaks all around. Okay. I've done my 2 attacks. Everyone goes to the end of the round. You guys can all roll to hit. Remember, it's half of your normal value.
Now.
You've forgotten Ormal. Ormal doesn't get to.
Can I try and inspire myself to boost my initial thing so my half is not quite
You absolutely should do that. I hope this is the only combat you have to worry about.
Was it only once per combat? Or it's not?
Well, you're going to be using, I assume, your death rune.
Well, I could, unless I inspire myself with air. Is air not also combat? And
air is weapons.
Hmm? Yes.
Air is the weapons, yeah.
My death rune for later, perhaps? Can I attempt? Yeah. I will attempt to augment using air. This has got 70%. 20 of 70.
Then you have succeeded.
Okay. So
your great axe is now 110.
It goes down to 55.
For the rest of this round. Goes to 55.
All right.
Go ahead and roll your 55. Van Darl's attacking with his iron broadsword.
Yep. Coming in hot.
Margaret is attacking with her one-handed battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at 1/2.
I'm
not parrying because
I got a 45. I'm definitely in there.
And Swen?
48 of 55.
That's fantastic. All of you guys can roll your damage. We know where you hit because you picked that in advance.
Okay. So now I'm doing the damage of the battle axe, a D8 +2, +2 for the blade sharp, plus a D6
for the strength spell.
Yes. All right.
I also have an additional D6 bonus damage from my strength spell.
You have an additional D6 from the strength spell.
So 4 D6 total.
I just have 1 D8 +2.
Ormal sees her master and Van Darl and swing at the same time, and she sees that they must be brothers. They are so in sync and connected as only family could be.
If only that family tie hadn't been destroyed magically by the
Ormal weeps silently. No one can see.
This is a sad thing.
Single tear.
I rolled 12 points of damage under the left leg. Right leg.
Okay. If we recall, this thing has 8 points of armor, so all of you should subtract 8 and tell me what you get.
4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if we're taking away 8, I've done 1.
I have done 5 points of damage.
So Margaret was, that's after the armor?
After the armor.
Okay, so both legs receive 5 points of damage. the legs themselves had 5 hit points for hit points. So they go to 0 because the creature is too wounded to be able to stand itself up. However, the total sum of hit points done to this creature has exceeded its base hit points. And in a final gush of green blood from its 2 leg wounds, the seeping ichor ceases and the creature stills.
Has anyone seen Omar?
Well,
I slash my spear. Does that make my invisibility temporarily release?
I don't think it does, since this creature's not a foe.
I go up behind Vandar and I lightly tap the tip of my spear into his bum.
Hey, what's going on here?
I'm all right here.
Vendar, there must be spirits.
very handsy spirits.
Can we search around the dais where the statue emerged from?
Yes, you can.
I'd like to do that.
Also,
we'll give you a little
we
searchy
still
roll.
have unresolved exactly what it is we're going to do with the shrine of the lunar goddess. Some people wanted to smash it, other people didn't. We never resolved what actually happened to it.
Did Margaret say anything
Yeah.
about the green blood? No, she made comments.
Well-
I'd be looking to her.
Margaret, I have
Yeah,
a skill roll for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'd like you to roll against your worship Marangor, which is 65% for you.
Okay. I rolled a 15.
Clearly, the Lunars corrupted the original guardian of this temple and forced it into servitude, as they do with all people in all lands. Why it looks now like a 6-armed incarnation of Yara Uranus might be part of whatever process they did, clearly magical, but this was originally some sort of earth creature.
Oh,
Whatever
this
spirit
hurts
it
my
had
heart.
that was bound to this physical form, this spirit is still freed now and able to return to the world, the afterworld of which earth spirits can ascend to, descend
We've
to.
freed
Freeze.
the earth spirit.
Margaret,
That's
this is so incredible. Do you think perhaps the earth gods will give a reward to us?
I'm sure if you don't stab them in the bum.
Oh.
But
It's
I
just the
think
voice
they're...
from Noah.
I climbed up your back and whispered that into your ear.
Who
Like a
has the
monkey.
rubies? The gem broke.
They're gone.
Marl.
Wait, they're gone from my pockets?
No,
Or from their
because you're
sight?
invisible, no one else can see
Oh,
them.
okay.
I saw that earlier, Mal.
Where'd the rubies go?
Oh, I'll show you. And I go up to Swin because he asked first, and I hold him up in front of his eyeballs, but I'm touching them. And he looks very silly, and I laugh. You can't see how dumb you look with ruby eyes?
Which you can't see because
No, I cannot.
Omal's invisible.
Margaret, then,
Ruby's
the
not.
earth spirit freed, and the
I
gem
will warn you
destroyed.
all
Shall
that
we leave?
once dawn itself actually happens and the sun starts its path into the sky, whatever guards live in the guardhouses are likely to rouse.
We must away.
I did roll for
We have to
search a
move
minute
quickly.
ago to check the dais.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
I got it. I rolled a 20.
The dice itself had offerings to whatever evil goddess this is, including a bowl with a half-burnt, severed human arm.
Is anyone missing arm? Does it go
this-
invisible when I pick it up?
It does.
Ah.
We can't.
Throw
We
it in.
can't go inside the temple, can we? That's not a possibility.
You're in the temple.
Well, I mean, there's nowhere like we can go deeper inside the temple, right? Or is our goal now to
There
try
were
and get
those
back
2
out?
alcoves which you've already explored.
Okay. I mean,
Well-
we could either stay here and fight the guards, or do something with this big bit of stone.
My question to all of you is, if we destroyed this statue and it seemed like it had been taken over by some sort of magic and now we have just freed an earth spirit, do you think it's the same for this shrine?
Oh.
Well, I look at it so we either destroy it and free an Earth spirit, or we destroy it and upset the lunar gods. So
I'm going to have all of you roll against your
sound
custom
good.
skill, except for Margaret, who can roll against her worship Marangor skill.
All right, what are we rolling against?
Crushed
Customs.
customs
I'm
tough.
on fire with these dice tonight. I rolled
That's
an
good.
8.
Not me. I can't roll damage at all.
I succeeded 31 against 40.
I rolled
Succeeded.
72. That's a
So-
big no.
I rolled a
Margaret
20.
could probably use her earth worshipping powers, her worship skill, to do a ceremony to try and release whatever other spirits are in here. In fact, that was something that they recommended on your background, to trying to
Yes.
do a ceremony in here.
So calling upon the earth runes on my face.
Mhm.
And can I use can I dance as well? Or
You
is this
can
not
dance.
something that okay. So I will do a ritual dance, calling upon the strength of the earth runes that are tattooed on my face to release any of the earth.
Question for the GM.
Yes.
Are we able to aid Margaret by singing or dancing in the same way like you
Singing
would augment something?
Or dancing, or helping her find the right costume from the set of costumes that are in the back.
There's
I think-
costumes.
I think that the disguise skill that Ormal has would help with that.
Ah. Yes.
But yes,
Spin,
you
great
very much can
idea.
all try and help by inspiring her through assistance.
All right. I take Sven's incredible suggestion and I go rooting around in the costumes and ornamental decorations.
So
And
let's
now
have you roll.
Yeah, got it.
stretching, getting ready to dance as they're trying to bring me like outfits.
I'm standing
Yes.
in the open as long and just saying to myself, as long as this helps the clan, and I'm doing some sort of dance to try and
just
try and
drum
help.
out a beat with my
That's great.
Half
I
of
don't
my
remember
axe.
you actually having dance skill, but everyone has 10%
With
in everything.
I didn't say it was good. Okay, I didn't say it was good dancing. I was just
Yeah,
trying
no
my
dance.
best.
Okay, so let's have Vandarl roll against his 10% dance. Swen, what was yours?
I was trying to drum out a beat, so I'm not sure if that'll come under singing or dancing. Just trying to help. I also
Pick
don't.
one.
I'll have a base chance.
Okay,
10%.
Mhm.
Ormal has 40% for disguise. Oh,
I
you
rolled
made it.
10. I rolled 10.
Ah,
Does that make it?
yes.
You did.
Yes.
Ormal?
Ormarl rolled a 23 and found decorative armbands
that's
and
perfect.
a headdress.
We finally found a use for
and-
that feather boa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not a
most
bow, by the
definitely.
way, if anyone was still
Yeah,
confused.
Swen?
Yeah.
Not a
I
bow,
can't
no.
keep good time. I'm
And
29.
Margaret, did you want to use dance to try and inspire yourself?
Yes, I will use dance and all of these wonderful ornaments that I've been brought. I'm all fully stretched out now.
That's great. So please roll your dance skill to see if you can get an extra bump on your final skill roll.
Okay.
And we'll do the final skill roll next.
I think I've annoyed myself that 10 was probably the best roll that I will do today. And it's for me to dance. So
I rolled a 7.
Oh,
That's amazing on your dance,
Yes.
which was 50. So we're all together here adding, looks like, let's see, that was 20, 20, 40. So we're adding 50 to your Worship Mar Gore skill. And your Worship Mar Gore skill was already pretty high, 65. So you have a 115% chance. Good thing when I wrote this, I created some ideas of what would happen if you made a special or critical success. So go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
so can
This is the
Margaret
big
still
roll.
fail this roll then, GM, if it's 115 on a percentile dice?
If she
Doesn't it go
rolls
back
1
to-
through 5, that's an automatic failure on anything.
Okay, 95 and higher.
Sorry, I misspoke. 96 to 00, that's an automatic failure for anything. And if she rolls a 00, she will fumble. But she's not going to do that.
Should
your
not
roll?
say that.
25.
Oh,
Oh, that's amazing. 25, in fact, gives us the critical we were looking for. Special success we were
special?
looking
Yeah.
for. However, As you weave in a dance, and green magical power starts coming from you, bolstered by the costume of you as the original Ernalda, the Earth Goddess, supported by someone being Orlanth, your husband, fitting his role in this worship ceremony. You are able to create a magical effect that starts to fight back against whatever the Lunars did. As you do this, that lunar shrine, the red rock shrine of the goddess that you haven't touched yet, starts emanating red light to fight your magical effects.
Oh, great.
Fortunately, you boosted yourself so high with so many different ritual elements that you're able to overcome that and free whatever trapped earth spirits there are in here. And this temple is once again dedicated to all the goddesses of the earth, and it's no longer a lunar location.
We did it!
That
Yes!
alone is a fantastic strike against the Lunars and a symbolic victory such as what you're looking for in order to inspire the people of this land to free themselves.
Does that mean we don't have to give them
Destroyed
the
them
ruby?
all.
Hey, more than one symbolic success would certainly be a good thing,
Damn it.
but you don't have to, no.
I was trying to look out for Omar.
So that shrine is
Oma
no longer a lunar
wants
shrine,
ruby.
the one in the corner.
The
Oma wants
temple,
to keep rubies.
the cave that you're in, has been returned to the Earth Goddesses.
Okay.
Okay. But
And finally, the green magic you do dims the light on that little shrine, and it seems to be quiescent now.
Swin, can you hit with great axe?
A
Big
light
shrine,
is
just-
now shining straight in through the mouth of this cave opening and right into the temple, hitting the back wall, conveniently showing the place where the sun gods originally married and had Ernalda, the Earth Goddess, as part of their history as well. But worse, that sunlight signals that the temple grounds may be beginning to wake up. You have used a lot of time here doing this. So much time that the
Orma.
invisibility is worn off.
Ormal thinks it's time to run.
We have to go.
Right.
You can see when Ormal becomes visible again that she's wearing all of the clothing pieces that
Sure.
she put on Martha.
We run?
So I'm going to
Fine.
remind you guys that we have a map that we shared on the character sheet PDF.
Yeah.
So there's a great big pool and a big temple courtyard all inside of a palisade, a guardhouse, and then some other house that's labeled Priestess House. That's not foreboding.
Hmm.
And a gate. The walls
so
are
we need to get to the gate.
climbable for most of you. Yes,
walls are
to
climbable.
climb back over the palisade. The cliff is unclimbable by anyone except for Ormal.
Oh,
And even that would be a challenge.
I think that we should run down from where we are on the dais, near the dais. We should run down the right side of the pool and go in between that rocky outcropping and the impassable hills.
To that
Climb
hidden
that,
section
climb
of
that
the
little
palisade.
wall. Yeah,
All right.
just as far away from the priestess house as possible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
That's
Ormal will
okay.
listen to Margaret.
What if? That sounds like a good idea, but what if we went down the left-hand side stairs, went over to that big bell, rang the bell, said sucked in, we won, and then ran out the gate? That would really
only
like
if
boost
Ormal
the
can
clan.
be in the middle.
You know, because I'm all about the clan and our clan that we fight for. So if we rang the bell, did our like war cry, and then left.
Surely the fact that their temple is now dedicated to our gods rather than their lunar, weird, strange moon gods is a bigger suck it than ringing a bell.
I think we went as far as we can go with the suck it.
Ormal says suck it by taking rubies, and Ormal doesn't want rubies taken back.
Also true.
Unless, Vandal, you would like to go and encounter the lunar priestess
Oh,
yourself.
oh, Vandal, go ring it, and we cheer you on from far away.
Let's
Yeah.
Let's try and bring our passions into the game. The passions which can be used to push you, inspire you rather, into having great skill rolls or succeeding in a difficult challenge. Sometimes also push you to do things as a character. So looking at the passions here, Ormarl has a loyalty to the Shaker Temple, so he's gonna, or she's gonna do whatever Margaret wants to do, almost certainly. If you want to push back against the idea, then you would challenge that roll and try and roll higher. Sven Heartpiercer has honor, and in this case, honor is probably going to push you to fight your way out through the front gate. If you don't want to be honorable, if you don't want to be honorable here, then you can try and roll over that 70%. And then Van Darl has loyalty to the warband and not much else, so you're pretty free to do whatever you want to do here. And Margaret hates the Lunars, oh so much.
I hate those Lunars.
I mean, look what they did to your temple.
I
Must
know.
hate them.
We really need to just stick it to them. No mercy.
What do we do, Margaret?
On my honor. So I want the head of this priestess. I think.
So didn't you and that Lunar Princess have some history? I thought you guys had... Is that not happening anymore? Is that... Maybe we should go and fight her.
If this is true, then we'll take her head as we leave.
That's good.
Oh.
Well, looking out of the
necklaces fall, I will take them too.
As you look out the entrance to the temple, down over the pool, you can see two guards, one wearing just his leather pants and the other wearing his leather armor, coming out of the guardhouse and going over to a big barrel to dip their arms in and kind of wash their face, clean this upper body. They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Can I sneak up with move quietly on the other one, the one that's not facing away?
So you would have to cross the entire courtyard here, which rough estimate here is about 40 meters. 30 meters, 40 meters, something like that.
Is there one of Ormal's runes that she could use to inspire herself to attempt this great feat? She's already used movement.
She already used movement.
Illusion.
If I was to cast Dark Walk, can I cast it on someone else? And does that cost me a rune or just a magic point?
It costs you a rune point.
Ah, okay. Never mind.
And I believe it's self only.
Okay.
We only see two of these guards.
So far.
Perhaps instead I will call to them and say I am another guard come to take their shift. They must see what's happened inside the shrine. And I could use my passion or my rune of illusion.
It's true. So this sounds like a fast talk attempt. I don't remember if you have any skills, so I'm going to take a look at your character sheet here.
75.
Oh, but aren't you wearing some of the lunar garb that you stole? Did you say that?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So from way up at the temple, too far for them to get a good look at you, you shout down in the local language, which you already know because it's the same as yours, that they should come up to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and
my
spin
friends
some.
can get ready.
Right.
Ambush.
And you try and spin some yarn around that using fast talk. We don't have to do that because that's what skills are for. I need to stop maximizing this because I want to look at the character. I'm having computer problems here with my other screen. There we go.
Ormar says smash screen.
Smash, don't. The screen's too expensive for that. I do need to find the enemy stats, though, if we're going to do things with them. Here we go. Okay. Ormal has some fast talk of 75 and is trying to use illusion rune to boost that. So let's do the illusion rune first.
Oh, critical fail. 99.
Oh. Yes, 1 too
so
many
now I get a minus
headdresses.
effect, right?
Yeah, it's the third headdress you're wearing that was too much, I think. So the guards look at
Ormal,
each other
stupid
with
Ormal.
incredulity, and then one of them goes over is walking over toward the alarm bell.
Wait, but don't I get to still fast talk? That was just a disadvantage on my illusion.
Thank you for
bonus.
correcting me. It was a disadvantage on your fast talk. The illusion rune is not working for you here because
Stupid.
you're suffering a -20 on your skill roll, so that gives you a fast talk of still 55. Thank you for correcting me.
Oh, she got 10.
So they're coming up in your direction, maybe more
Too
because
many
of
hats.
there's not supposed to be anyone up there, rather than anything you actually said.
Can I do
And the
something
two are-
really
the two
quickly
are-
before?
Walking up slowly, so you have plenty of time.
Okay. Ormarl, you might be in danger. I don't know if there's going to be more of them, so I will cast Find Enemies on Ormarl, so that you will know if there's.
So Find
anyone.
Enemies actually is a spell you cast that gives you knowledge, because it's a spell that allows you to know if there's enemies nearby.
Very generic.
Which is pretty obvious in this case that there are, so I'm going to say that that's not a useful action.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was going to be an ambush, that there were more people coming.
We are the ambush.
Well, there's a cliff
mother.
behind you, so yeah. There's a cliff behind you. There's not really anywhere an ambush could come from.
I will hold on to that spell for later.
Yeah, I like it.
Should perhaps everyone hide?
Yeah, I've moved to, looking at the map, I've moved to like where I'm just behind the rocks at the top of the stairs. I need to do that also because I have a spell called Teleportation, and I can teleport anywhere that I can see, and it's very tempting to teleport to the bell and ring it. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to.
I'm going to
Just
stand
ring the bell.
nearby
Can you swim?
door of the temple. Like, not quite hiding, but just within the door, so they'll see me and they'll pause. I'm not hiding. They'll see me, but...
They'll see you when they get close.
Exactly.
Okay.
Close enough to swing at them, not that they can ring.
So you're...
I will try to be out of sight if I can. Slightly.
Yeah. It sounds to me like Swen's going to let them approach, and then when they're within striking distance, he'll reveal himself.
Yes.
Okay. To be, honorable.
Of course.
The two come up, and they're talking about the amazing ceremonies that they had at the temple last night, and how everyone is still kind of hungover and drunk. But then they get close enough to Ormal, and realize, wait, who are you?
Who are you?
Wait, were you one of the festival celebrants here, and we missed you? Are you still here?
Party, great, guys. Yeah.
And then Sven comes out and says something.
They have their weapons on them, but they're not drawn?
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to hold up my great axe, and I'm going to say, draw your sword, little Luna.
Too much honor.
I'm-
You lost my whole surprise thing.
Honor bad.
Honor bad.
Vandal?
I'm on the other side, right?
Yeah,
I'm
like you guys
where the
come out of
stairs
the you come out of the entrance, or actually I should say, you both come out, flanking the entrance.
are.
Ready to go.
As one has walked out of the staircase to where I am.
Yeah.
If that's where he's coming up, I would like to attempt to chop his head off.
Awesome. We're going to go into combat here in just a second. Gwen was asking him then to raise their weapons, but you have no need for that honor.
No.
And
I care only
Margaret,
for my clan.
Margaret, before combat starts, what are you doing?
I don't know if I want to do this yet, so I think I'm gonna.
it.
I don't think it's Earth Elemental time. I think I'm gonna. I don't wait. I don't wait for that. I'm gonna ready my battle axe.
Okay. Vandal, attack at the end of the round, because you weren't waiting for those guys to draw their weapons.
No. There's no
Yeah.
point. They're from a clan that aren't my clan, so I don't care for them.
Do you want to hit the guy who's only wearing pants, or do you want to hit the guy wearing leather armor?
Go with only pants on. Why not?
All right. Let's see here. I believe he's probably going to be able to draw his sword and barely deflect or attempt to parry just as you attack. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Sure.
I will roll parry here. I will fail to roll a parry.
Okay, I've rolled a 60.
That's a hit for you.
Yep.
I need your damage and a d20 hit location,
Okay.
please.
That is a 19 on location.
You've hit him in the left arm.
Okay, and then I'm doing 1d8. Sorry, guys, I'm not very good at this. That's a 7 plus 2.
So you do 9 points of damage, cutting off his left arm.
Oh.
Well, he should have worn armor. It's his fault.
Wonderful.
Okay, so the guy's looking at everything below his elbow lying on the floor as he's holding a scimitar, at least in his other hand. They are panicking because they weren't expecting anyone here. And statements of intent, the guy who is missing half of an arm is going to run back to the guardhouse, probably shouting the whole way, while the one who is at least wearing leather armor will engage Swen in combat. Everyone else
I will
do
engage
what they
him
need
back.
to do.
Can we stop the guy that's trying to run away? I'm just trying to see.
Armoral is going to grab throwing daggers to try and stop one-armed man.
That's great. You can do that. You can draw a throwing dagger and throw one. You're going to come out at somewhere around strike rank 6 for that, or 7 for that, I
It's
think.
1, 6, and 11 because I have 3 of them.
Well, it's going to be 6 because you didn't have one in your hand already. So
That's
you have
true.
to draw. You have to draw the first one. So it's 6.
Armoral too busy being clever and talking fast.
And then you can do another one. You said at 11.
Uh-huh.
It was 1, 6, 11.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll obviously try and shoot the guy with my bow now. as
Yeah,
he's
or you
running
could
away.
chase after him and try and hit him with your sword again.
My
It's faster.
I think the bow is a 2, so that feels like it's going to be faster, right?
It would be, except that we have to add to that because you need to draw a bow and draw an arrow.
Okay.
So you're actually going to end up going at 12.
If I use, sorry for all the questions. If I use leap, does that use a rune or does that only use spell magic points?
That use a rune point. That'd be amazing because you could get in front of him.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to leap in front of him and then stab him in the throat. Leap, stab.
Well,
Leap, stab.
are you?
Not stab, leap.
I think you'll take any hit location you get. You're
Okay.
not doing a called shot. I don't think.
Okay, I just want to make it so he like runs into the sword.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Margaret?
I will attack the same gentleman that Swen is attacking.
Okay.
Knock axes first. This is
He's,
shiny.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in trouble. All right. So the first action is to try and cast that leap spell.
Yes.
You need to roll against your air rune,
Oh, we got this easy. Okay.
which is what, 90, I think.
Yeah. That's a 43.
All right. So you successfully leap. You hurl yourself in over his head and land in front of his path. Quickly spin around, and you'll get your attack at your normal strike rank +1.
Sure. Okay.
So for you, that's what, 8, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 13. Is that good?
Well,
Well,
we're not
that's-
on you yet.
Okay.
We will-
Never mind. Never
Yeah,
mind.
we're just putting it on the track of when we're gonna get back to
Okay. I got excited to stab this dude. So
it. Ormal is throwing a dagger at 6. Strike rank 6.
Yeah.
I'm at 5 for my great axe.
Ormal, 5 for the axe. I'm sorry. Swen,
Not to steal anyone's thunder.
show everyone how it's done.
I will.
I will attempt to parry.
Mm-hmm. So we're rolling for 90%. I rolled a 4.
So did I.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
You rolled a
That's
4.
wild. You
What?
both rolled 4.
Here's the bad news. Yours is a critical, and mine's only a special because I don't have 90%.
Right.
So-
Oh.
So a critical versus a special. There's a table that I could look up, but looking things up slows things down, and we have a demo to run here. So I'm going to say that you do your full damage to his weapon, and then everything left over hits his hit points.
Am I still under the effects of the strength spell? From earlier?
And you got a critical, so you also do double damage.
Am I still under the effects of my strength spell from earlier?
No, I'm sorry, that passed away a long
Okay,
time
cool.
ago.
And it's double 2d6 plus 2 plus 1d6? Doubled?
Yeah, but we're not doubling the strength bonus.
Okay. So 22 plus 3, 25 points of damage.
And I would like to remind everyone else here that Swen is the starting character, as are all of your characters. Normally, we'd start at something that, for level-based games, is a moderate level. That's where we start.
Do I need a location as well?
I would appreciate one, yes. I'm going to absorb 14 of that with my sword's hit points and then my armor.
What?
You break my scimitar. You hit me in the right leg. And that was 23, was it?
25 total.
25. So after all my reductions, we take
11.
Yeah. So he doesn't have a right leg anymore. It's not chopped off, at least. But you have critically wounded his right leg, and he falls to the ground.
Falling forward so Margaret can hit him in the back of the head, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, she's going to hit him now with an extra 20% because he's fallen down and has difficulty defending himself.
Nice.
You follow stupid lunar god. You deserve everything that you get. This
Ormal,
is
you want to throw that dagger as well?
Ormal calls upon the power and the passion of the loyalty to the earth gods to throw this dagger. Maybe it's not worth it because my max damage is 1d4 plus 2. But Ormal's doing it anyway.
But remember
Can
the
I-
guy
Margaret, did you hit?
Oh, yes. With all my hatred for the Lunars, I swing my battle axe down and I rolled a 42.
Okay. Let's have both of you roll damage and both of you roll hit location.
All right.
Was Omar hitting the one running away, though? Or the one
She
that's
was.
on the
Yeah,
ground?
She
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
6 points of damage to, let's get this location. I rolled a 10 for location. That is in the abdomen.
He has exceeded his normal amount of hit points and died. You hit him, cut a deep gash in the leather armor, but because of the fact that he was vulnerable, you were able to drag out some entrails with the corner of your
Yes.
axe, which of course you will whip around because you're some bloodlusting warrior of revenge. And he dies.
I take some
Meanwhile-
of that blood from the entrails and I smear it across my face.
I believe you. Meanwhile, a dagger strikes the running foe in his back and does how
Ooh.
much damage and hits exactly where?
Oh, d4 plus 2. Oh, 6 damage. That's going right for location 9.
9 is the abdomen, so you hit him in the kidney. He was not wearing any armor in the abdomen because he only had the leather pants on.
Ormal
Uh,
wishes to tell you to wear more clothing next time.
Yes.
But there will be no
So-
next time.
He falls down, and having hit in a particularly sensitive spot, you actually managed to kill him in one blow with a thrown dagger.
There you go.
Ormal
Sorry-
is
sorry,
fiercer than
Vandal.
Ormal thought.
I just go
Yeah.
back up the stairs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about.
Yes. Go team Earth Magic.
It seems that his shouting was cut off too soon, and or the guards back in the guardhouse are too hungover from whatever celebrations they had last night. No one has come out to check on these guards.
It's sad that guards' friends don't care about guards the same way that Vandal and Ormal care about their clan people. Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
They don't care as much, but that party must have been spectacular.
I turn around and I see Margaret and I'm giving a thumbs up because we were doing the thing, and then I see the blood smear and I run over to my victim and I smear too.
I'll drag the body back upstairs with me as I come back upstairs because I don't
Sure.
want anyone to come out and obviously.
I'll stir out of the lunar encampment.
Yeah, I follow you back up.
So looking at our time, I'm going to give you two options at this point. After you've hidden some bodies, to give yourselves a little bit of a head start for mini pursuit. Do you want to try and get the ox cart and the ox from behind the guard's house to carry the lunar shrine with you back to your clan? Or do you just want to escape?
If I summon the earth elemental, can it just carry it for us? Is that an option?
That was literally what I was going to say. If I summon an air elemental as well, could they combined carry
And the
it?
answer is that the earth elemental could carry it. Yes. However, the earth elemental is only around for 15 minutes.
Is that enough time?
Not to get home.
Dang.
Enough
But
time to get down to the
get
ox
out of
cart.
there? Yeah, to get out of there, maybe?
Sure. Yeah. To get out of the Palisades and start your escape, yes.
I will summon with all the power of the earth.
Uses all of her earth magic, pours it all into an earth elemental, which forms out of the soil out front of the cavern. And then it goes inside the cavern, waves dirt, picks up our little red altar of the lunar priestess. I have something red. And then works to carry that home. At least
Are the
till-
guards distracted by this, and then we have a chance to run and grab that ox cart as they're trying to run after their shrine?
I have a theory on that. What if I cast an air elemental right outside the door of the guard camp? Or whatever it is. So it's a guard house, right? What if I summon my air elemental at the door, and then we run to the cart, and then we're out of there, smooth sailing?
Certainly that's going to distract them long enough to get a head start. They'll pull out swords, I'm sure, and try and kill your air elemental, but and eventually get through it. However, in the meanwhile, you're out the gate. Let's try some
Ormal
skill.
hardly ever gets to ride in carts.
Yeah, let's try some skill rolls to see if this works.
Okay,
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay.
First, we have to roll some summoning elemental rolls. That'd be
Okay.
against the earth rune for Margaret and the air rune for Vandarl. So these are pretty easy rolls.
Yep, 57, and I needed 90.
I rolled a 2.
Ooh, that means
Is that good?
that means you don't actually spend rune points on this spell. Orland blessed you because you're doing so well.
It was my dance from earlier.
He has given you his
Yeah.
magic without the normal cost of having to spend rune points. That is amazing, actually.
So I
It
got
was the dancing.
that was the two zeros and then a 0-2. That's 2, right? I'm just making
0-2 is 2.
Yeah, excellent.
Let's see. I'm going to see how your plan works. I'm going to have you roll against your battle skill to see if you can direct the
Battle skill.
air elemental to be enough of a distraction to get out the gate.
It's a 22.
And your battle skill is 40,
40,
according to
yeah.
the character sheet.
Yeah.
So that is a success. And then lastly, I think the earth elemental, because it's not very tall, is going to need someone to make a strength roll to help it load the shrine into the ox cart and get out of here.
I can attempt that if no one else is around.
And I think I'm going to have Ormal do a move quietly to try and get the ox out without alerting the guards, because you kind of need the ox out before you can do the whole scheme.
So my
Ormal
strength
is very good with animals. Animals and Ormal, we are one and the same. So yes, we try.
Swen?
I'm crushing it today. 15.
Yeah, and Swen, strength test, strength times 5.
So my strength times 5. Rolled a 44. My strength is 18.
Your strength is amazing. So, you sneak off, get the ox, attach it to the cart, and then when it's time to rush for the gate, the air elemental goes straight into the guardhouse and starts picking up and hurling the furniture and the bins of food, and there's chaos and pandemonium everywhere. Margaret is directing, is probably leading the ox at this point.
Do
the
my
Earth
bidding!
The Earth Goddess is also associated with herd animals. And you all manage to escape the lunar encampment. The whole commotion causes a priestess to come out of the priestess house. You see a woman wearing a red satin dress, but with silvered armor on her limbs, come out and shake her fist at you. Screaming vengeance, she pulls a scimitar, which seems to be dipped into silver, and starts swinging it in the air. But she lacks any magic because another reason why you chose this specific day is that the lunar magic goes up and down every day. You chose the lowest possible day.
New moon.
That's why they had their temple ceremony last night, so they could be hung over today.
I hold up the 2 halves of the rubies
I was
from my
about to
pockets
say, yeah.
as I stand in the cart and I
Let's
stick out
go
my
to-
tongue at the priestess.
Let's get back to the scenario here, where I'm going to pull up the finishing text that says "Good job, good done." I want to make sure I don't miss anything, if you don't mind.
Can we keep the ox?
Yes, you can keep the ox. Of course, you can.
Can we name him
I
Henry?
named him.
Never mind.
What'd you name him?
I was going to
Apparently-
say Henry.
Apparently, the ox has 2
Stop
names.
it! I just named something Henry in a game the other
Oh,
day.
really?
It was a monster. I love that.
Henry the ox.
Yes.
So you run for the remote temple into the hills before any people from the border town had a chance to react to your theft. You return to your clan lands over the next 3-4 days. You're hiding in the woods during the day and traveling at night. You're brought eventually back to your clan's lands and into the longhouse, where you proclaim your success to the chief. Ormal pulls the 2 gem halves from a bag and holds them up high, and a cheer goes up as everyone cries, "Hurrah, hurrah!"
Rah!
Huzzah! Hurrah!
Your
Yeah, Henry.
Let's see, your reputation, which is a permanent measure of how well known you are as a hero, goes up for these deeds. You get 1 point added to your reputation for the gem being damaged. It would have been 2 if it was whole. You get another point for the lunar shrine that you managed to steal and bring all the way home. And a last point for the grand success you did in rededicating the temple to the earth goddesses. In addition, your clan now has an additional 4,000 lunars worth of wealth that you've brought them through both the gem and the silver that was on the shrine. Fantastic job. Congratulations, everyone. That wraps up our adventure.
did
I
it.
do want to say, for all of the viewers who've managed to stick it out, thank you for being part of our PAX streaming. We do have that coupon code if you go to our Chaosium website, which was PAX Online 2020, that gives 10% off. And in addition to these live stream games, we have actual online gaming in Zoom and Discord and everything else for people to join in. You can check out the warhorn.net website to take a look at our event. Hopefully some spaces have opened up and you can join on tables of RuneQuest, or Call of Cthulhu, Pendragon, or anything else. Thank you, players. Thank you, Panda. Thank you, Noura. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Brian. You were all fantastic.
A big thank you to Todd,
Thank
who wrote this
you.
wonderful scenario as
Yes.
well.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank
Thank
you.
Oh,
Todd.
wow. Amazing.
Anything else you guys want to say before we sign off?
No, thank you
Uh,
for having me on and all that sort of stuff as per normal. It's yeah, thank you. Excuse the glasses. I got LASIK, so I gotta look a bit dodgy. So thank
Where
you.
can people
Ormal
find
would
you,
like to
Panda?
thank the Earth Gods and you guys for making an amazing team. I think we work very well together.
So much fun.
Mhm.
You guys were super entertaining for me, so thank you very much.
Yay!
And that's it for our session.
Good.
Have a great evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.